Right, I've got a moment's peace. So, or I will do in a minute. Kids are about to go out, so I'm going to research these Spectrum games. So I bought a Spectrum Plus 2, and it had a joystick interface, and I had about 100 games with it. And I paid 70 quid. And at the time I was like, that's a little bit too much, isn't it? I kind of, in my head, I have like Spectrums, if you're buying them for parts, maybe 20 quid. If you know they're working, maybe a bit more, maybe a lot more. And I had a couple of comments. Lee Suter said, can you go through the Spectrum games? Now, I know it's a bit sort of niche, a bit specialist, so I don't expect a lot of people to be watching this, which is fair enough. But some people might find it interesting just to see how much these things get. Hi, Jeff. How you doing? Just going through loads of Spectrum games, trying to get some idea of price. So it's a bit of a dull one. I'm got back from the boot fair maybe a couple of hours ago, 2 or 3 hours ago. So I need something easy to do, and this is ideal. So I've already looked at the price of the Spectrum Plus 2 for parts. And I reckon, hi Gimbal, I'm going through Spectrum games prices. I reckon just for a Spectrum, it is boxed, but the box is knackered. But just for that on its own, untested, you're looking at £40-ish on eBay. It also had, like I say, a joystick interface. And looking at that, which we have here, it is, it's a RAM Turbo. It's this. So you see this. It can go, oh no, it's not that one. This one. You can go from anything from 11 on bids, that is. And the highest price for this was 30. It's this one. I don't expect to get 30. But that one went for a tenner. That one went for 7 on bids. This one went for 25. So it's kind of all over the place, really. But conservative estimate, 15 maybe. So without even doing anything, it's 40 for parts for the Spectrum and 15 for the interface. I'm going to get a power supply for the Spectrum. Now, I don't know if anyone knows this. Gimbal might know this. I've got like one of those adjustable voltage power supplies. I think I got it off Amazon Basics. So it didn't cost that much, maybe 10 quid or something. And if I find out the voltage needed for a Spectrum Plus 2, and the polarity, obviously, is it all right just to use one of those? I kind of, I'm a little bit worried about, should I make sure it's got a, I know that you always quote the voltage and you always quote the amps, and it's normally a Spectrum is a 2 amp power supply, but the voltage is the only thing you can change. So I'm assuming because it comes from the mains that once you switch your voltage, your amps are fine. But I don't want to blow the thing up, obviously. And the only reason I wonder is just because it's a little kind of plug with a little switch on it that you put it in, get the polarity right. And the Spectrum was a great big, plug and a block and a blah. But I suppose things have changed. But if anyone knows the answer to that, that'd be good. Right, I'm going to get on and research some of these then. So I'm going to go through quickly. I know Z's doing a car boot haul, and it's probably a lot more interesting than this. This is one for the Spectrum geeks. So let's have a look at this one. I'll put it on share. So yeah, I mean, on the 70 I've spent, we're at 55. Just remember, some are inner earth and vice versa. Okay. I'm trying to think what that means, inner earth and vice versa. Outer earth, perhaps. I will look that up unless you can explain like an idiot's guide. So but thanks for that. I thought it should be okay. I found a lot of the time with Ataris, I've used those, got the right jack on it and put it in, and I don't think it's supplying enough voltage, so it could point to capacitors not working or voltage regulators not working. Oh yeah, polarity, that's what you're talking about. Okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about now. No worries. Okay, let's get on with this because, like I say, there are 100 games. So basically, I've got to 55 on the price of everything. So if these games are worth more than 15, then it's an okay buy. But like I say, I'm probably going to keep them anyway. So so this is the Gremlin Compendium. I'm kind of expecting these to be worth like 50p or a pound, but we'll see. I should put in Spectrum, I suppose. Okay, I'm going to go through. Oh God, all these old games that I know. Oh God, I can still hear my kids arguing. It'd be idea if I spelled compendium right. Oh, there it is. Right, on bids, £1 plus postage. So you know, £4.70, but it's got all the bits. I've just got the tape in here, and okay, so about £1, I'd say minimum. I'll do a few and then I'll go back to the chat. So this next one is Barbarian, which I'm sure I had. Look at this. How they got away with this. That's Maria Whittaker, who was a page 3 model. And she's on the back as well. I seem to remember that being advertised in Crash. I don't know how I remember that. But I think the bloke, the actual Barbarian, I think it's Wolf from Gladiator. It certainly looks like him. But let's check this one out. Which one am I sharing? There we go. It might be a little bit more textiles and all that. Barbarian 2. Kind of in my mind, it came with a poster, but perhaps I'm just that's wishful thinking. Okay, nothing's springing out immediately. Have I spelled it right? Barbarian, yeah. Barbarian 2. So that got, well, £5 all in all. So, yeah, I think you're looking at a pound or two. Barbarian 2, like £10. I could go into Terapeak, but that's the only match. A fiver. Let's have a look at this. Looks like a different box. Perhaps they changed the box. Yeah, it does look like Wolf, doesn't it? Yeah, look, they changed the box. Perhaps the original box is worth more. Who knows? Barbarian 2. Lots of Barbarian 2. So I think that's at least a fiver. You know your page 3 girls. Well, it was the mid-80s. You have Barbarian in there. Okay. Some of these games are real crud, but let's do some of the... I'm trying to do some of the better ones first, just so I'm don't bore everyone's... I'll say bore everyone's sense. This is a pretty boring thing to do anyway. But I'm probably going to do this for around about an hour. So there we go. Right, Star Glider. Oh, look at that. Have I got all the instructions and everything? Complete with novella. I don't know what that means. Okay. Well, it does have hello, Dad from Kelly written in there. But we've got a play guide. We've got the novella, which it looks like some. And we've got one tape. I'm hoping it's just one tape. Let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, one tape. I've only put one photo. Right, that's the book. That's the novella. That's the key guide. So I haven't got the key guide, I don't think. No key guide. And then there's something in the background which I haven't got. But that one went for... Well, that one went for a tenner free post. It's such a range on these. £10.50. Acid disc. Tape. I think at a minimum £10. And I'd probably add postage onto that. £10 plus three. £3.50 I charge postage. But like I say, I'm keeping all these. I'm just kind of interested as to did I do well kind of thing. I'm coming from that angle, and I think I did well. It's just a kind of out of interest. How many listings are you going to do today? What's the target? Well, to be honest, at the weekend, if I've been to a boot fair, I don't go crazy. I've got some shoes that have got to go on, so I might just put on half a dozen or something. My main priority is to get things packed up and tidy up a bit, because I like a nice... I like to go into the new week kind of clean and fresh. So listing's not my priority. Picked up Hi Chenzo. Kelly Brook. It's not Kelly Brook. Yeah, I've got lots of cheap games. I think I'm doing the better games first. So this was a good game. I had this, but I bet this isn't worth that much. £4 free postage. I mean, that it would go if you did it with large letter, but you're taking a risk. Let's stick it on buy it now, because I'd only ever do buy it now. I think you're looking at around, yeah, £5 free postage is what I would put it on at if I sold it. So postage on that, I imagine, would be maybe £1.20. So you're looking at about a £3 gain, maybe. That's that one. Aliens. It's really not too bad. I mean, considering I just needed to make 15 quid out of these, and I think I'm past that already. I'm not keeping a running total. I'll probably go back and watch this. But okay, there's a Ricochet re-release for this. Oh, $12.99. Look at that. $12.99 free postage. Can you see that? Am I sharing it? Yeah. So I think I've done all right. $11.95 with postage on top. Nice. I've got that album. It's a completely different thing. Spectrum. That's the bloke who used to be in Spaceman 3, if anyone's interested. I doubt anyone is. Right. So that's that. Let's do a crappy game. Grand Prix. Or as they said on Tis Was Once, Grand Prix. Grand Prix. Yeah, not too much on this one. Free postage, £2.24. That's crazy. So this will be a bundle. Whizball, I had that game. So I think there, if you were selling this, that's a sort of get 4 similar ones, do it for £10. Put it in, like, make sure it's large letter. Put them in a square, and you can sell 4 of them for a tenner. That kind of thing, that kind of price. They're all big 4, and these were good games. You've got Turbo Esprit in there, which is a great car racing game. Saboteur, going along with a little dagger. Green background. Critical Mass I had as well, which was brilliant, but I don't think I ever played it that much, but it was brilliant. And Combat Links, I didn't have Combat Links. So let's have a look at this one. This is one of those compilations they put together. Everyone's had good boot fairs. If you've been to a boot fair today, I am shattered. Okay, we're looking at £6 free post. So again, if that was maybe £1.50 to post or £2, that's probably a £3 or £4 game, round about that mark. More sex sells. Sam Fox strip poker. It has gone like this at the back, but I don't think that's that important. There's no instructions. Let's see how much Sam Fox gets. £20. React. What's React? Let's have a look at this. It's a C64. Okay, so it doesn't look like there's one for the Spectrum. But the C64 got £20, which I'm quite surprised about. I will Terapeak and see if there's any Spectrum ones, because I'm just doing sold listings, and that goes back 3 months. I don't want to go flipping between this and Terapeak. I just kind of want to keep it on one screen. But, you know, let's say minimum of a tenner maybe. Will you be able to tell if Sam is bluffing? Sensational pin-up and TV personality. That's a bit dubious. Samantha Fox is waiting to challenge you to the most exciting game of poker you will ever play. Will you be able to keep your eyes on the cards long enough to beat her? It's featuring video digitized pictures. Lovely. Okay. Street sports basketball. Never heard of it. I do apologise for anyone who's stumbled on this who isn't into Spectrum games. It is a bit nichey, but like I say, I did get a request from Lee to go through the Spectrum stuff, and that's what I'm doing. I always like to. Okay, can't find that one. So again, I'll Terapeak it. Sam Fox got to be worth, yeah, money. So let's assume maybe, well, £1 minimum maybe. I'll look at that one later. All these seem to have the same sticker of the shop they came from, which was Cordon Bleu, which doesn't mean anything to me. What would you do? Buy feedback 0 in Italy, bought from me. Almost 1 week later, opens a refund case. Item not received. Offered to send item again, but refused. He paid economy post. What can you do? That's the difficult one. You can't do a lot, to be unfortunately. What I would do, maybe if you're worried about that in the future, is switch all your international listings to GSP, which now normally I have done stuff less than small parcel direct postage. But I've had a similar thing to, I had someone buy something from me in the US and they did it economy post, international economy. And then they sent me 2 things saying, where's the tracking? And I said, well, I've retained proof of postage. If you've got any problem with it, let me know. What you can do if you have got the proof of postage is put in a claim to Royal Mail. But if this is causing you bother and you're worried about it, just turn your GSP option on for all sales internationally. So, yeah. Oh, the Mick Fleetwood incident. God, yeah, that was at the Brits, wasn't it? Yeah, the 2 of them presented the Brits. And it was just a car crash. So, yeah. Monochrome 8-bit. Monochrome digitized 8-bit. Not that I remember, but this is a great game. I think this is one of my favourite games on the Spectrum. The music was absolutely fabulous. And I just remember, I mean, it obviously didn't, but they did the colours really well. And to me, it just, did they do the colours really well? Am I imagining that? I'm just looking at the back of it, and it does look like it's black and white. But from what I remember, it was a great game, because I used to play this at the arcades down at the local Chatham Bowl. So So yeah, it's Sega by Sega. So let's have a look at this one. Still sharing, yeah, still sharing. Hopefully you can see these. So we've got Outrun and Turbo Outrun, two games for £9. I was hoping it might be a bit more than that. Different cover. There we go. That's the original box. 2 tapes. That's got 2 tapes in it. That's got instructions. This one hasn't. So maybe a £5. That one's gone £8. It's got all the instructions with it. Spectrum. Yeah, £5. They've done it plus postage. I think if I listed that, it would be a £5 plus postage, and I'd be happy to wait. Let's do some of these bigger ones. Oh, there's an old big box one. Cripes. Looks like an actual video, but it is a Spectrum game in there. It's got the instructions. So that Aliens was quite a bit of money. Let's have a look at this one. Alien. I didn't have this game. So it's not any of this. That's the one I had earlier. Yeah, not there. Which kind of bodes well, really. I was going to put in big box, but there's no point putting more criteria. Let me just, I'm quickly opening up another window that I'm not sharing. And I'll go into Terapeak and just quickly check this one. Research. If you're from my eBay, you go to research. Stick it to last 365 days. Alien, Spectrum. Let's just do that. Yeah, nothing there. So a little bit more research needed on that one. I'll go away and do that. Yeah, a lot of these games don't have boxes, so I think out of 100 games, about 45 have boxes. But some of them, actually, I will do a kind of cruddy one. There were games like, if I can find them now. Here we go. Here's one. I'm sure you got this. Like when you bought a Spectrum, they gave you some games. Sorry, I put that the right way. Let me share this. And you got all these games, and they were all completely rubbish. Absolutely terrible. Yeah, sorry, Jeff. Everyone's going live. I saw Z was going on. I mean, like I say, this is really specialist, so I don't expect many people to be watching this, to be honest. But like I say, was Lee wanted me to just go through some of this stuff, so that's why I'm doing it. And I kind of thought about waiting around, but I kind of thought, well, most people will watch the Z and catch up with me if they're interested in Spectrum, which not a lot of people are. So yeah, is this live? Yes, it's not recording. I am here, honest. Okay, let's have a look at Mr. Punchy then. And like I say, these were diabolical games. You got these and you thought, oh, good, I've got lots of stuff, and then you tried them all, and they were just all rubbish. Yeah, £2. Yeah, things like this Crazy Golf. I think I've got that as well. So that's like, pretty much a 50p pound game. But that's okay. Like I say, I got 100 of these things. So here's another one. Oh, Mummy. I bet it'll be exactly the same sort of price. Yeah. Look, someone got a tenner for it. Unbelievable. By Gem Software. £3 free postage, £10. Bonkers. Well, that's a little bit out of the ordinary, that £10 price. Fist 2. So that's a follow-up to Way of the Exploding Fist, which was an excellent game. I think I had Way of the Exploding Fist on not only the Spectrum, but the Amiga as well. And on the Amiga, I remember the start of it being amazing, but not an amazing price. There we go, Way of the Exploding Fist. Great games. So again, you know, taking into account the postage, probably like £1 or just over £1. Colossus for chess. Oh my god. Bit of a dull one, isn't it? Colossus. Oh, Colossus Chess 4. Oh my god, £20. Oh, that's a Commodore again. A disc as well. So BBC Electron, £3. I imagine Spectrum sort of similar price. Moving on. I just did grab on. What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. Split Personalities. Yeah, I think people do go live a lot on Sundays because they're all coming back from boot fairs and I want to show and tell. I was a bit late at my boot fair today, and I did get some bits, but I'll probably put a video out in the week. Again, nothing for the Spectrum, but the Commodore, it is tested. I mean, I haven't tested any of this. It's gone for £8, but maybe, you know, a £5. Let's have a look if it had any instructions with it. See pics. Oh, look at that, yeah. Oh, it has got instructions. So, you know, maybe £3 or £4, or 2 or 3 or whatever. View to a Kill. I did wonder whether I was doing too many streams, really. I obviously do try and keep them reseller related, and I've been doing so many boot fairs, but you do wonder whether people get tired of them. But I'm sure you let me know. People do let me know things they do like and don't like, and I will always listen. So do let me know any feedback at all. Yeah, well, that's the same one as this. So anything between £5 and £7.50. So maybe £5 or £6. Yeah, so that's got £7 there. Condition's a little bit off, but so maybe £5. Nice. Got one without the inlay. So let's have a quick look at this. Cosmic War Toad. Yeah, I think without the inlay, it's probably really going to affect the price. But I'm sure you could get, you know, £1 at least on that. Silent Service. Sorry, I'm not sure if I'm not on the StreamYard screen, so I don't know if you're seeing these. Silent Service. These are all slightly different games. You can get it in the NES as well. Get it for the NES. No exact matches. Well, NES. Interesting. I would hope, seeing as that's a big box one, you know, if I terra-peaked it, we'd be looking at least a tenner. I'm confident it will be over a £5. So yeah. Oh, thanks, Jeff. That's kind. Yeah, like I say, it is important to me that it's funny when you do get to 1,000, and you find yourself starting to put out dailies, and you see the days you put out videos, you get views, and then the days you don't, obviously you have less. It's very easy to want to keep putting out videos, but I don't want to do that if the content suffers, or I just become background noise, if you know what I mean. That here's more stuff, here's more stuff, and I'm kind of thinking in my mind that maybe every couple of days is more than enough for anyone, really. And I know from my own point of view, if I'm working and I saw that someone else was going every single day, I don't know if I'd get, maybe it would put me off. I'm not too sure, but yeah. Like I say, I'm aware that I have done almost every day this week, but I'm going to just sort of move back from that a bit, maybe have a couple of days off. Otherwise it drive me mad. School days, I remember that game. I had this game. I think there was something where you avoided getting whacked. So some of these games are dodgy on, you couldn't release them these days. School Days by Microsphere. There we go, 12 quid. I tell you what, these games, I really was expecting the majority of them to be like 50p a pound. But there is obviously variation. That one went for 12 on its own. This one went for 10. So, and they both look like original releases. I mean, if I put it on, I'd probably be going for $9.99. Try for that, somewhere in the middle. Right, moving on. Yogi Bear. I didn't have this game, I'll tell you that. There's one in here I do want to check. It's Attic Attack, which I like. £1.89, yeah. So that's a quid for that. Some sold it for 3. No, it's 3 games. So it's a pound game. Right, Attic Attack. I had this and I bought it. I bought the original. I didn't often buy original games, but I definitely had this one. I bought Jet Set Willy as well. When I bought my Spectrum, I got it with it at the bottom of Sutton High Street. And I remember it had a little code card and you had to get in the right colours. It asked you for 4 colours at the start, or you had to select them. And it was so easy to pick the wrong one. Right, let's have a look at Attic Attack. I'm kind of thinking this should be worth a lot of money, but it probably isn't, I think it's brilliant. I loved it. Oh, a tenner free post, £5, £6 with post. Oh, look at that mug. Oh my God, I've got to have that mug from Portugal. That's genius. £10. So there's a couple with £10. Look at these badges. Oh my God. Hey, look, they could be my games. Imagine if those 2 were my games that I bought. So yeah, tenner plus postage. Tenner free post rather. What am I going back to Yogi Bear? Hi Rosie. Rosie, do you like Spectrum games? How much did I spend on these? I got a +2 without a power supply in a box, but the box was knackered, so the polystyrene was broken, and it kind of like part of the box was, it's just a thin cardboard sleeve around it. And I got a Kempton, a Turbo RAM joystick interface, and I got 100 games, and it cost me 70 quid. Doing some research on it at the moment. I didn't have a power supply for the Spectrum, so I don't know if it's working. A +2 Spectrum for parts on eBay is around about 40. The joystick interface will be about 15. So I'm at 55. So if I can get 15 out of these games, but the thing is, I'm going to keep these games anyway. They're going in my little retro library. I haven't got a retro library, but my dream is to get things working. If the Spectrum works, so I will order up a power supply or use my variable power supply, which I believe is okay from the kind of advice in the chat. If the Spectrum worked and I was to resell it, it'd be over £100. Probably £100 without the power supply, but you probably want to bundle a power supply with it. I was supposed to be me. I tell you what, I don't often keep stuff, but this vintage computer stuff, I love it. I'm not really into consoles that much, although I did pick up a original Xbox which hadn't been used, and I tested that the other day. And I don't mind having one of, like, I've got a Dreamcast boxed, which, and I've had Dreamcast since then, and I'll sell them on. I've got a Wii box. I've sold loads of boxed Wiis, but I've got one myself, and I thought I might just keep that. I've got a Sega Saturn, and that's boxed, although the Saturn is broken. I've sold that, and that blew up. And I don't mind just one of each one and keeping it. And I've got my box Commodore, which I saw the other day. Rosie, I have a feeling you might not be into Spectrums, but I could be completely wrong on that. So I apologise now if you're watching this. Right, it's a TT Racer. And it looks like I haven't got the inlay, but I've got the instructions. So let's quickly go through this. I've been going for 36 minutes. So yeah, I paid 70 quid, and it was the games that sold it to me. Like I say, if I was buying a Spectrum for parts at a boot fair, I'd normally go max 20 quid, I think. Had a couple of things at the boot fair today. There was that I missed out on. There was a Super VHS big video camera, and the guy was buying it in front of me, and the lady wanted 25, and I think he got offered. The guy offered her 20, and I was thinking, I would have paid 25. Yeah, sorry, Rosie. Normal business will resume next stream. So there we go. Yeah, I've had cheated joysticks. I've got a couple of quick shot. I normally find quick shot joysticks. I've got this, which hasn't. This is like the quick shot, the original quick shot, I think. Quick shot 2 was good. I had the red and black one that you held in your hand, and I forget what it's called. I think it was a Speed Master or something. But that really used to do your hand in here. If you were playing sensible soccer a lot, you really hurt your hand here, and you'd have you play for 3 hours and you'd have arthritis in his hand. You'd be like, oh. But there we go. Anyway, TT Racer. Spectrum. Be the idea if I put that in. Yeah, I'm just doing this while I've got a bit of peace and quiet, to be honest. Here we go. So I've got this manual. Let's boost this up. £7.14. So I've got the manual, but look at this. This is the sort of thing. What is that? Now that's either something where you have to put over some sort of code, which I imagine that's what it is. Like you load the game up, or it can't be something for joysticks. Anyway, let's think about price. That one's got all the bits. That's complete. Maybe a couple of quid. Right, what else we got? We got anything I know? BMX Simulator. Oh, I'll tell you what I do want to do. There's some of the Crash demo discs. So I did want to look up those. Yeah, quid or two. Although someone got a tenner. So there you go. You can't tell what's gonna happen. Right, let's have a look at some more of these real, rubbish. Let's make me big again. So let me whip through a few of these. Like I say, there's 100. I can't stay on here doing 100. There's a few blank tapes where he's recorded some tapes. So I'll just go through what I've got because, like I say, I don't want to go through every single price. Deathstalker, Spellbound. I had that game. That I seem to remember was cheap and very good game. Yeah, I remember that. Hot Shots by the Force. That looks like some sort of compilation. No box. Contact Sam Cruise. No idea. Return of the Jedi. But it looks like, you know, that looks like the type of thing you got with your Spectrum, that sort of tape, but I might be wrong on that. So I'm not going to look these up. Back to the Future. I imagine that might be worth maybe guessing, maybe a £5. Let's get some of these crash samplers. That's what they're called. Crash Presents. There's one. Yeah, there's probably about a dozen of these demo tapes. Exclusive demo. Splat. That's a game. And I remember Ultimate Play the Game. No box, though. I mean, it could be that some of these tapes are... I do need to get around to checking it. Well, I'm not going to resell them, so it's not a great urgency. But if I was to resell them... So look at that, Crash Sampler. Let's check that out. If I was to resell them, obviously I'd need to test them all, but as I'm not, I'm fairly relaxed. Venom. Another one of those Spectrum rubbish games. What else we got in here? What is that? Something Arena by Firebird. Gyron Arena. Let me just get all the other box ones. Soccer Double. Motor. Hello, Motor. Another one of those. You probably thought out of all your rubbish Spectrum games that might be all right, but I bet it wasn't. Nightshade. That's a classic game. It looks like a re-release, cheap re-release on Ricochet. Joe Blade 2, didn't have that. Flash Gordon. Let's have a quick look at these Crash samplers then. So I've got Crash Presents June 89 and the Crash Sampler. So I'm interested in the Crash Sampler. Someone mentioned that they, I forget who, it could have been Bargain Buster actually, that said, yeah, they'll go maybe bundled up. But like I say, I think if I was to sell anything, it would be these sampler tapes because I'm not that interested in it. No, nothing there. Nothing there. Let's take out the. Here we go. Crash Presents. Oh, is that the one I've got? No, June 89. So they're going for about £1 each. October 89. Yeah, so he's on the money there, Bargain Buster, that if you're going to sell them, it would be bundled. It's not like Crash samplers are worth lots of money. We'll do about 10 minutes more, I think. Bomb Jack. Oh, yeah, Bomb Jack was a great game. Yeah, I was addicted to Bomb Jack. Great game. Just an absolutely brilliant game. Pyjamarama. I remember the game, but I'm not sure if I had it. It's weird how, you know, seeing the artwork on these games just take you back. £6 and £10 free post. So yeah, again, you know, I would have made money on these if they were 50p each, but some of them are turning out to be like, you know, £6, £7, £8, and a couple of them were even more than that. So that's not at all bad. I'll tell you what, I've got dirty fingers now. Eddie Kidd Jump Challenge. Let's have a quick look at this. I bet Z's got loads of really good stuff. I'm going to go and have a look at his in a minute. So that's a £1 to £2 game. Mugsy's Revenge. Yes, I had that game too. Mugsy's Revenge. I remember playing that. And there's nothing, no. Oh, yeah, there we go. 10 quid? Oh, it was for Commodore, but I imagine it's similar. Both tapes. I kind of want to lower. Have we got any more with boxes? I don't think we have. Let's have I'm just going to have a quick flick through. So, as a free game with your Sinclair, there's a playable demo of something. Horizons. Horizons was the software you got from Science Software. So that might be interesting. I can't remember what it was, whether it kind of gave you like a demo of a clock or something. I don't know if you can see that. Let's put it on big again. But does anybody? It's not going to show you. Here we go. Just about. Let's have a look at that. Okay, Rosie, no worries. Thanks for staying as long as you did. You've done very well. Okay, Scion. Horizons. I don't think it will surprise me, but sometimes it's the sort of thing it might do. Do it without the apostrophe. Oh yeah, it's got the original box there. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, I think it was like, yeah, I mean, it just showed you how to use the Spectrum, I think. I had to get all those different words that are, but not worth very much money. Miami Vice without the box. Software Projects, what's that? Software Projects, which I think were the people who did Jet Set Willy. I Checkered Flag. That would have, I think that came, yeah, that came with it. I remember playing Checkered Flag. All these are pretty cruddy, a lot of these at the bottom. Audio demo, Snap the Boogie. No idea what that is. Make a chip. Yeah, a lot of these came with the Spectrum. That sort of, I can't see if I'm showing you right, but that kind of sticker. More Ricochet stuff. Jeff tapes. And let's just have a look at it. Brainache. California Games. I think that was a classic. I can't remember whether... I've definitely had California Games. I think you had clay pigeon shooting and all sorts of things. I can't remember if I had that on the Amiga or the Spectrum, but whatever it was. Dan Dare was a classic game. I had that on the Spectrum. Let's just go through this last row. They sold 1 million, so that's a compilation of Rambo, Kung Fu Master, Fighter Pilot. I had that. And Ghostbusters, Your Sinclair, free game, Agent X, Agent X2. There's some inlays in here. So, Combat Score, I had that. That was a good game. So hopefully I've got the tapes. Yeah, Jeff Capes. I've got the tape for that somewhere. So I've just got to find a box. Bomb Jack. There's Bomb Jack. There we go. Bomb Jack. Looks like the instructions. Yeah. Don't think the inlay's in here, which is a shame. Formula One. Zorro. Grange Hill. I don't think I remember that game coming out. Yeah, more. They sold 1 million. So let's Checkered Flag again. And just this lot left. Thanks for sticking with this. 11 people, 11 Spectrum nutters. Crash demo. The Gold Collection. So that was from US. I imagine that's US Gold, the software house. Another Crash preview tape. Another Crash preview tape. Your Sinclair preview tape. The Crucial Crash tape. So it's definitely a lot of blanky with some pirated software. And another Your Sinclair. So there we go. Actually, there's quite a few of those demo tapes, more than I thought. But the price on the stuff I checked was good, I think. Yeah, some real, I didn't expect anything to be 10 or over, and there were a few in there which were. So that's nice. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for joining me with a trip down memory lane. Gem, we've been talking about Sinclair Spectrum games. Is that your thing? Well, if it was, do rewind. But if it wasn't, go, for God's sake, go and watch Zahir Malik and his latest talk, because it's probably of only interest to 40-year-old people who like Sinclair Spectrums, ZX Spectrums. But very kind of you to drop into the channel and see what we're doing. Humanity says, I'm about the same age as you, Pete. Oh, well, how old is that? But all this is alien to me, as we were too poor back in the day to have fancy stuff like games. Oh, dear. Was it? What did you entertain yourselves with? Yeah, I was a bit terrible, really. I'm not, we weren't rich, I'll tell you that. I mean, I'd never had all of this. I've probably maybe had about 10 games. So, yeah. And we used to have to save up and get it. I'll go and rewatch. You don't have to, honestly. You don't have to. Okay. Over to Z's, if you haven't missed it, because I knew he began at 12:30. But, yeah, if you've been here and haven't been watching it, watch his haul. It sounds really good. That's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to make a cup of tea. I'm going to watch a bit of Z. T and Z. Sounds like a plan. All right, take care, everyone. Thumbs up if you enjoyed it, or if you enjoy the content of the channel and stuff. And yeah, trying to get to 1,500 subs. It seems I never really know how to help that, but I'm sure if you tell everyone to sub to me, that would be fantastic. But thanks for watching. Take care. See you soon.